Hey, Steve. We know that Draymond's out for tonight. How is he doing? And I think Owen asked you the other day if it's more the back injury or the illness. Do you have any more information about that?
More illness today. He woke up not feeling well at all. He came to shoot around and looked like a ghost, and he was hoping that he'd feel better. After a nap this afternoon, some hydration, and he's not been well, so he'll be out.
Was he able to participate at shoot around or just not?
Yeah.
Not really.
You're obviously going to have a challenge tonight on the interior. No Kyle, no Draymond, no Kuminga. How do you kind of, I guess, survive on the inside against a really big team?
Just fight. We got to fight. We'll mix and match some combinations and see what we can do. And sometimes in games like these, you go small, try to spread people out, play fast. But we also have some guys who can match up, and so we'll see what we can do.
Did Quentin rejoin you guys?
Not tonight.
Okay.
I mean, it just
Logistics.
Yeah, logistically it was too difficult.
You were pretty hard on yourself the other night in Toronto. Took a lot of responsibility. Looking back on that game, are there any particular things that you would have liked to have back?
Yeah. None that I'm willing to share, however.
In what ways have Jonathan and Brandon in particular been able to engage during prolonged absences, and how do you just feel like what perspective the sideline can provide?
I mean, they're watching tape with the guys, and Brandon's been getting workouts in the last few days. But other than that, they're just they're part of all the activities, but I don't have a whole lot to add. It's I'd love to give you this great story about their rousing speeches and how they've lifted us all up. It's they're injured, they're working, trying to get back. We're all in it together. That's about it.
Steve, one difference in Anthony Edwards' game this year is just the volume of three-point shooting. Does him shooting that many and at that high of a percentage change the way you approach him defensively as a guy who's always been able to get to the rim and kind of do things that way?
Not necessarily. You definitely have to have a higher pickup point, when he catches the ball or in transition. That's the only thing I would say is you have to be aware that he's more likely now to rise up and shoot. And because he's shooting such a high percentage, it's clearly a great move for him and for the team, to eliminate some of the mid-range shots and shoot more threes. I don't know what his mid-range numbers are, but that's a kind of a general rule around the league now. We want Wiggs to shoot as many threes as possible. He's shooting it really well. Shoot more. Shoot fewer mid-range. Shoot more threes. It just makes sense.
What part of that win did you kind of like the most?
I just loved our competitive fight tonight. Obviously got off to a great start. So weird. It was like the exact same game as we played last time here a month ago. The way our guys hung in, down the stretch after they tied it, made some big plays, and I was really proud of them. They're hanging in. Our guys are hanging tough, and we're doing everything we can to, just hang in the race, and that's a big win for us.
Who were kind of like maybe the mid-tier contributors tonight you felt like played a...
Really up and down the rush. I thought Wiggs was huge. When Steph was out, he really took over the offense, got to the foul line, kept our lead in that third quarter and down the stretch of the third. Guy's energy right away. Great to have Gary back. Just his athleticism. You feel Gary's presence out there. You feel him on the ball, and the ability to put him onto Anthony Edwards and mix and match with Wiggs and Gary gives us a really good defensive 1-2 punch. And I thought Moses coming off the bench and really knocking down shots, playing hard. We had him at the 4 guarding Gobert quite a bit. So he did a really good job of using his physicality and making an impact.
Steph, 37 minutes, season high, obviously delivers a huge performance. Just what kind of command did he have for the game tonight?
He was brilliant from the start. I hate that his minutes are creeping up. I don't like it, but we got to do what we got to do. And hopefully, as we get reinforcements back, we'll be able to get him back down to that 32 range. But tonight we had to kind of let it rip, and he's got a couple days before the next game, and it was important to get this win, and he got it done.
And then to follow on Guy for a second, just what did his connectivity add to, on both ends of the floor? Guy.
Yeah, Guy's energy right from the start. Would we go up 12-0 or 11-0 or something?
All those plays too.
Yeah, he's just a big part of all that. The defense, the switching, the rebounding, the ball movement. He just makes really good basketball plays. He has a good understanding of the game, and that makes other people better.
There was a lot of bigger picture conversation about you guys over the last 2 days, and I don't know how much of it kind of was seen or not seen, but do you feel like at all that was maybe part of some of the charge you guys had tonight, particularly Steph seemed to kind of have some extra juice?
We didn't talk about it as a team. We're used to being in the spotlight, and if there's a story about our team, it's going to go everywhere, and everyone's going to talk about it. And it's I hope there's not a misconception that we're not fighting and scrapping and hoping that we can do everything possible to keep this thing going, because that's what we're doing. But it almost feels like the narrative became the Warriors are giving in. We're not giving in. We're just not going to give away the future. That's the two totally different things. So we're fighting. You can see we've been competitive all year. We've had a few blowouts, but for the most part, our guys are competing like crazy. They play so hard every night, and just really nice to see them get rewarded, because it's a great group of guys. Thanks.
How much did you know you needed to be extra aggressive, particularly tonight when Steph was on the bench?
Yeah, definitely. It was a point of emphasis for me. Just be out there, be aggressive. I was definitely, me and Dennis were out there just, trying to do our thing and, hold the fort down.
How much do you think about, kind of still needing to be the second scorer for this team, and or at times, kind of drawing back and just kind of being almost a 3-and-D type guy?
I just go out there, I hoop. I try to stay aggressive, and, whatever the team needs me to do to win, I'm just trying to do.
How much do you embrace the role of, getting to guard players like Anthony Edwards and, top wing scorers night after night?
It's a great thing to know, my teammates and my coaches, have, confidence in me to, guard the best player every night. It's a big responsibility, and, I love it. I feel like it helps me get my game going.
And then what did, Guy's first career start, just what did he add to that group? He was involved in several plays and kind of that opening run. What did you see from him?
Guy's one of the hardest, one of the hardest working players there are. He plays hard every possession. He's going to crash, rebound every possession. He can shoot. He's physical, strong. So, he was a great addition. We got the W, so.
Given how this road trip was going and how this season was going, did this feel like a game you guys needed to get?
For sure, it's a big game for us. We needed it. Definitely needed it. Minnesota's a good team. I think they won the last 4 out of 5, so they've been playing well. So it's definitely a big game for us.
And how much, if at all, did some of the noise about mortgaging the future, kind of roster building, trade deadline stuff, how much did that infiltrate the locker room over the past couple days?
I've never seen anything. What happened?
You follow coverage about this team at all?
Man, I go home or I go to my hotel room, watch my TV shows, and I just chill. I don't be looking too much.
The general talking points over the last few days is, Steph and Steve have talked about, not wanting to mortgage the future for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel kind of I guess, the pressure that's kind of on these fading, years with Steph and kind of those type of, I guess, talking points?
You want to win. That's the main thing. You want to win, and I feel like we have the roster to do it. and we have Steph Curry, and Steph Curry is who he is, he's one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball, so we just got to keep playing hard. We have the squad to do it. We started off 12-3. We know we're capable of. We just got to get back to it.
What TV shows you watching?
Right now, I'm watching Death Note. It's an anime.
Nice. Is it good?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I started it before and I stopped watching it because I started watching something else, but now I'm back to it. But yeah, no, it's really, you should take it in. It's a good show.